Hi everybody, happy Career Accelerator Tuesday. Everything you need to know on the job market and how to get where you want to go. That's today's edition. We'll kick things off starting in Los Angeles. We have Chris McIntyre, the author of The Roadmap to Freedom, joining us now. Hi there.
Hello there, how are you?
Good, thanks for coming on, Chris. So great book.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We were just showing its cover. Was there an inspiration behind this?
Yeah, you know what? I actually was inspired by the small to mid-sized business owner community. All I really did was ask questions of these multi-millionaire successful business owners who came from nothing and asked basic questions. Hey, look, how did you know what you wanted to do? Once you did what you did, how did you bring on business owner or employees and still maintain your brand? And now that you're successful, how was it that you were able to install systems to maintain your success? So I really just wanted to know how they did what they did.
And I'm sure the answers were pretty surprising in some instances. But I guess, was there a theme among their answers in terms of hiring that superstar employee? It's really hard. A lot of companies complain, you know, there's so many job applicants out there, so many people searching for jobs, but the talent isn't always there. So did you find a common thread in getting that talent and keeping that talent?
Yeah, that's really good. You're hitting it. Actually, yeah, I really did. One of the things that I found was that the business owners are getting talent. There's definitely talent out there, but one of the challenges is they're getting all kinds of the wrong talent. In other words, one of the themes that I found in interviewing some of these business owners was that they were hitting a perfect bullseye on the wrong target. And by that, what I mean is a lot of the hiring process, a lot of the interviewing questions focus on proving candidates have knowledge and skills, but they don't focus as much as they could on the people skills and the soft skills. And so one of the things that I found some of the most successful small to mid-sized business owners doing across the country is really focusing a little bit more of their attention on how to prove and validate that potential talent own the values and the behaviors that are going to protect the brand for the business.
So let's go through that process. What are some tips and some suggestions that you can give other business owners out there and even people looking for jobs to best assure that that person is suited for that position and will be worthwhile for the company?
Yeah, that's a really good question. What I would say is, you know, when it comes to the traditional hiring process, yes, you want to send out the position descriptions, but then you may also want to take a look at the values that the businesses have. So I'm talking about the organizational values, things like passion and trust and these kinds of things that people typically say they want. But then try to come up with the kinds of questions that are going to have your candidates prove that they own those skills. Now, let me give you a perfect example. One of the business owners that I interviewed for the book, her name's Lynette Lemire. She owns Pure Joy Catering out in Santa Barbara. She had a beautiful way and very subtle, simple way of doing this. What she did was, in addition to requesting a resume, she also requested that her applicants submit what's called a strategic cover letter. Mm-hmm. And what the strategic cover letter basically did was it forced the applicants to do some research about the business. And she would have questions in there like, in addition to sending your resume, what I'd like for you to do is also research our business and tell me which one of our core values you most identify with. Or what is it about our history that you were most attracted to? Or which one of our products are you most excited about and why? So a strategic cover letter really focuses the hunt and forces your potential applicants to do a little bit of research, put a little more effort into their job search.
Absolutely, Chris, and it makes sense. However, we do a job segment every single Tuesday. Everybody says the exact same thing. Make sure you know about the company you're applying to, and obviously that's important to the employer as well. But we send out hundreds of resumes. How can you possibly do research on each company?
Yeah, well, guess what? That's actually the point. See, that's the point. When you send out the position description, and yes, as the employer, you're not concerned with the amount of work that the potential candidate has to do. You want to know that you're only going to be looking at the resumes for some of the most qualified talent. And by doing that strategic cover letter, what we found is that 30 to 40% of the applicants just aren't even going to submit the resume. And then of the 60 to 70% that do submit the resume, what's funny is a lot of them will have spelling issues or grammar issues. So basically, 30 to 40% of what you get will actually disqualify themselves. What that leaves the business owner with is another 30 to 40% of good, firm, highly motivated candidates to begin to dig into the resume process.
Wow, that's an excellent way to look at it. Good point. All right.
Yeah.
And then, you also have here assembling a hiring panel. What do you mean by that tip?
Yeah, what I mean by that is, sometimes business owners will tend to want to hire, but they don't want the employees to know that they're going through a hiring process.
Okay.
And so one of the things that they may want to do, I've seen a lot of smaller business owners with less than 50 employees. What they'll do is they'll actually employ a management consulting firm out there, and they'll ask the management consulting firm to run a confidential panel so that they can bounce their ideas off them, so that they can source potential candidates, and that they can do all of this under an anonymous cover until they're really ready to bring somebody in and have some more focused dialogue.
And the final two tips we have are win the interview and then the 90-day check-in. You want to tackle those for us?
Yeah, I say the win the interview piece, and that's really simple. Even if you bring an employee in and they choose, and you make the offer, and they still choose to not take the position, in a way you've lost the opportunity to acquire that high-level talent, but you can still win that interview by actually asking them, say, hey, look, why didn't you choose us? Even finding out why they chose not to choose you can help you to win that interview, even if you don't get the talent. And then that 90-day, and then the 90-day evaluation piece, it really just says, listen, for those of your viewers out there who are doing the annual appraisals, I highly, highly suggest that the annual appraisals are dead in the water. And what I mean by that is business moves so fast nowadays, you just can't wait to do formal evaluations once a year. It's got to be quarterly, and you probably want to have monthly dialogues with each one of your direct reports about how they're doing on focused objectives.
Chris, in 10 seconds, is retaining those talented employees a problem? And if so, how big of a problem is it, the retention factor?
Yeah, retaining employees, and especially the world-class caliber employees, is a huge problem. And one thing that all of your viewers can do, your leaders and business owners out there, is empower your people and delegate more.
We'll leave it there. I like those final 3 words. Chris McIntyre, thank you so much for joining us. Let's bring up your book again, The Roadmap to Freedom. And we thank you for your time and your perspective today.
Hey, thank you very much. Have a great day.
All righty. And we're going to go to break now. We'll be back right after this with more from Career Accelerator Tuesday. We'll be right back.